see you standing there. So, this is day 27 of hashtag SSSVEDA vlog every day in April. And today's subject was, what's your favorite sport? Well, as you can see, I have a pool table in the basement in my makeshift man cave with all my little goodies and trinkets. So, yeah, this is one of many. Again, this goes with other questions of the month where, you know, what's your favorite thing, or what do you do, or all the other things. And again, it's depending on where I was in my life. If you had asked me this question when I was younger, I really liked basketball. Actually, I used to play pretty good. I used to follow the Harlem Globetrotters. That was my favorite team to watch. Got pretty good with playing basketball. Never played in school or anything. I just always play sports for fun. So yeah, as I was saying, I used to play baseball and basketball, that kind of things, volleyball. Just not very competitive about it. I play for fun. Actually, when I was in the Army in the wintertime, when we had a sports afternoon, I used to go curling. And I learned that how to play in high school. I guess that's a Canadian thing, how to curl. And when we had an option of Wednesday afternoons, we'd have a sports afternoon when I was in the Army. And the options were things like ice hockey. Can't skate worth beans. I can, but not really. I can roller skate better. Never tried roller blading. Broom ball. Running around with running shoes on the ice, hitting a ball with a stick. Not for me. What was the other one? Floor hockey. Again, not a hockey fan. So the other option was curling. And the other cool option was that you could have a beer. You know, we wouldn't get soused or anything, but, you know, have a couple. And winning team would buy a round. So you throw some rocks down the ice, sweeping it. This is before push brooms. I think push brooms were just coming out. We still used to do the old straw brooms. Usually we want to play a quickie game of 9-ball because that's easier to do. You can play a few rounds of this if I'm playing for practice, you know, that kind of thing. And a bit of 8-ball, sometimes a little too long. But if I'm going to get a couple of quick games in, well, I got nothing else better to do, then I'll play 9-ball. Nice and easy. I don't like watching professional 9-ball because it just looks like a bunch of guys at a pub or in a bar just playing pool, as opposed to when you used to watch snooker way back when guys were in like tuxedo shirts and vests, and you know, it's more more of a gentleman sport and looked a little more cool than a bunch of guys running around in polo shirts hitting a ball. And I mean, when you look at that, it doesn't look like it's like a sport like almost anybody can do if they do enough practice. But yeah, so this is my game. I actually end up playing more pool apps on my phone or on the computer than I do on the table, but the table's here, not too bad. Goes with the rest of the room, as you can see. Let's take a quick look so you can see what's going on here. We will disengage camera, hang on. Okay, so we're going to take a quick little tour. I'm going to post it again. I did a video of the man cave a while ago. Again, we're not too much with the lighting around here. Some artwork. That actually is originally 18. When was that made? This was made in, I believe it's 200 years old. But this is actually a friend of mine. There used to be a Japanese woodblock place in downtown Toronto. And this is actually 2 images. There's one in here and the other one's sort of like a little bit of a back of a book or something, and it's like a little miniature one. But these are originally 200-year-old woodblock prints from Japan. Okay, let's try this again so you can see a little bit better using the lights. And some other things, some actual officer caps, some old berets I had. This one here is Queen's Own Rifles. This one is Royal Canadian Dragoons. I served with both regiments. Queen's Own I was doing when I was in high school. And the Dragoons I did when I went over to Germany. I was actually a Hussar, a Canadian Hussar, Princess Louise's. First, then I was a Dragoon for a couple of years and I switched back. And then just some collecting of badges. Some of these are cloth badges of officers. Those are Some of these are the bottom one here. This is British, current British ones, and this is a dish towel of regiments of the British Army. I picked them in last time I was in England. And these ones here are actually World War II Canadian badges. And then some of the other things I did before. So some of the places I've been when we did an exercise back in 87, I'll say. And then this is just a regimental montage. Actually, I forget the name of this fellow, but the only reason he was there because he wasn't on exercise, and he's supposedly one of our better hockey players, so they decided to take a picture of him. And this was from a competition called CAT, the Canadian Army Trophy. I forget, since 1960 something, and I was involved in the 87 competition, where it's basically a bunch of NATO countries, Canada, the States, Belgium, Germany, England, and the Netherlands, I believe, and we all take our different tanks and shoot. And in that particular year, Canada took 2nd and 5th with 20-year-old Leopard 1 tanks, while everybody else was competing with more modern-day tanks. So let's go back to memory lane. This is during a general's inspection, and that is me right here. And then we've got Rob Rama, Leo Bernard, Dave Lane, I forget some of the other guys, Phil Ward, Warrant Officer Ed Clark, who made a hell of a field clam chowder, really good. An exchange officer, Pete Whalen, a couple of French guys, Mike, Rob Dubois, I believe he was the loader on my tank. And speaking of Rob Rama, the guy from the picture, here's one he took to make some money, to buy himself a new camera lens. This is actually an actual tank firing just after the gunner says, firing now. He clicks the trigger and boom, you get the muzzle flash, and he was actually able to get it at that moment. And if we step back a bit, these are a couple of, they're called Norin. These are, you basically have them in doorways. And in the middle is some artwork I did. I never finished the left-hand one, but basically I just took some poster paint, a few bottles of sake, some Japanese music, and I made these lovelies. And these were actually based on original 1800s, I'll say, ink, sort of similar to this one here, but that's an actual one. But these ones I've actually done by hand. And a buddy of mine got me those. That's the Japanese sword set called a daisho, which is basically the wakizashi, the small sword, and the katana, the larger sword. And I showed this before too. I picked this up at a local auction, Royal Canadian Military Institute, which is basically a club for officers and actually able to take civilians. So these are actually Dutch Army badges. Everything from, this one here's the Dutch Commando. And these ones are all St. George, slaying the dragon, which represents the Armor Corps. And then there's the actual Dutch chart with a ranking chart here of the different ranks, different brigade badges, and that sort of thing. And then up top, I think I got that also at the auction too, that is the kukri. 2 kukris put together for the Gurkhas, the British trained. And then over here is just some knickknacks. Actually 2 fake kukris here and here. This is just a 1.5-hand sword. That's just a buddy of mine got that from some sword making place, that kind of thing. And then some mocked up guns. This is a mock-up of a 1887 Winchester, I believe, and a Japanese matchlock arquebus. And just a quick FYI, before I'll throw this in later on, that I shot everything using this camera mount. I actually got it off of a selfie stick that I bought at Best Buy. This bottom piece is actually a mount for a GoPro, and you can see here's the prongs. So I basically took this off of the selfie stick part and mounted it onto the GoPro adapter. And that's my dad's old tripod that he left behind, that not using anymore. And I mounted the camera to that, and I shot this video on that. So there you go. Use what you got. You don't have to go out and buy anything. Salvage what you can and keep on vlogging. Yeah, so basically this is a quickie version of the man cave. I'll probably do a full video again of the basement that we did up, or I'll actually post up here, or it might end up over here. I keep forgetting where they put the cards. Anyway, somewhere along here there will be a card pointing out to the previous man cave video I did where I showed up everything and I ran out of battery power, not realizing. Actually, I didn't run out of battery power. I didn't realize at the time, being as tech savvy as I am, that you can actually put the micro SD card in this. I thought I was just using the regular card that comes with it, but there's an actual extra slot on this older camera and or older phone I wasn't aware of. So now I can record as much as I want and go from there. So I hope you like, what you do. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. And please subscribe. I'm actually, again, I'm at 43. I've gone over 3,000 views. So we're slowly making our way along. And like I said, I'd like to by the 30th, maybe if I can, have 50 subs. If not, we'll see how it goes. But, your likes and loves are appreciated. And see you in the next one.